This is Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. It is the third theme park of Walt Disney World, opening May 1st, 1989. Once entering, you see a replica of the Crossroads of the World, a famous landmark in Hollywood, California, but with Mickey Mouse on top, of course. The former icons of this park have been the water tower called the Earful Tower and the Mickey Mouse Sorcerer's Hat. If you can't tell, this area is based on the golden age of Hollywood, and they have created a Disney-fied version of what Hollywood Boulevard may have looked like in those classical years from the 1910s to the 1960s, when Hollywood was undoubtedly the most important filmmaking industry, and its films were the most important stylistically and artistically in the world. The park was originally Disney MGM Studios. In 1985, Disney and MGM entered a contract that gave Disney worldwide rights to use the MGM brand and logo. This ended in 2008, and since the park has began moving back from all the backlot stuff and is now focused more on immersive theming and development. On opening day, there were only 2 attractions here, the Great Movie Ride and the Studio Backlot Tour. There was a Disney animation studio here, and it's where movies like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, and Lilo and Stitch were mostly worked on and completed. Personally, this blew me away how good this area is. The buildings are awesome with so many great Art Deco features. The centerpiece of the park is an exact replica of the real Hollywood centerpiece, Graumans Chinese Theater. It opened in Hollywood in 1927 with the premiere of the famed director Cecil DeMille's The King of Kings. It was also where the original Star Wars was premiered. Just like at the real Chinese theater in Hollywood, they have their own Walk of Fame here. Unfortunately, it was blocked off, so I wasn't really able to see anything. I was able to capture Jim Henson's hands and autograph in the cement along with Kermit's and Sylvester Stallone. It had been the Great Movie Ride, which was one of the opening day features, but it was closed in 2017. Now it's going to be a new dark ride called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, expected to open in 2022. They also have a replica of the Brown Derby. I believe it is the only Brown Derby that you can now eat at. This was a famous chain of restaurants in Los Angeles, and the original was shaped like a derby hat. The Hollywood one opened in 1929. It is said to be where Clark Gable proposed to Carole Lombard. It was featured in many films. It was even in the 1947 Disney film Fun and Fancy Free. The Hollywood restaurant closed in 1985 and that building has been razed. All the other ones in Los Angeles have also closed. Inside this Disney version, there are lots of caricatures. It does provide a really unique atmosphere. It does kind of feel like the golden age of Hollywood. Since Disney got a hold of Star Wars in 2012, they have a lot of Star Wars shows and events throughout the day here, which are awesome. And this is months before Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens here. The square arch is the entrance to the animation courtyard. Right now in the courtyard they have Star Wars Launch Bay, which is like meet and greet Star Wars characters, and I didn't have time to see that. And there's also a show based on The Little Mermaid. This area represents Echo Lake, after the famed LA neighborhood, and it has some California crazy architecture, which I love. Here is Gertie the Dinosaur, an ice cream stand in Echo Lake. This is one of my favorite things here at Hollywood Studios. It's so out of place, but it fits right in, because America. Inside this building is Hell on Earth, the Frozen sing-along. This is Sunset Boulevard. It is another famous thoroughfare of Los Angeles related to the golden age of Hollywood. It may be fake, but anyone who enjoys Art Deco architecture will actually love walking around Hollywood studios, even if they don't like amusement parks. At the end of the boulevard is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which I have a separate video on. Shout out to Route 66, it's happening one day. Now I'm rushing down Sunset Boulevard from Fantasmic, separate video on that, to see the Star Wars A Galactic Spectacular fireworks show at the Chinese Theater. Unfortunately, you can't see both shows full length in one night, but what I was able to see was pretty neat.
The force of interstellar is hard. It's an energy field created by all living things. Surrounds, penetrates, binds the galaxy together. I'm not afraid. You will be. You live in South Park. You said that you would destroy us and not join them. Bring balance to the force. Not leave it in darkness. For my brother Anakin. I love you. Darth Vader.
So Disney's Hollywood Studios is absolutely amazing. The theming is unbelievable. I do have other videos on some of the rides and attractions here, so please go check those out, and thanks for watching.